Welcome to Mishna Salem, Masechet Shabbat, Perek Vav, Mishnah Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, this Perek, we're going to speak about what a woman can and cannot go out with on Shabbat. We'll also speak about a man as well later in the Perek. And the point over here is, we mentioned our first Mishnah, Masechet Shabbat, that you're not allowed to carry on Shabbat. You can't lift something from one domain to the next. You can't carry for Amot and Reshut Rabim. So the issue over here, as we'll see, is, at least this first Mishnah, is not going to be the isur of carrying on Shabbat, right? If a woman wants to go out, we're going to speak about going out with jewelry, right? If she's wearing her jewelry. Now, it's not like wearing a shirt, right? You're wearing jewelry. You're not carrying this outside, but there's a concern that a woman may take off her jewelry to show it off, to show her friends, and doing so in Reshut Rabim would be an issue. That woman shouldn't wear these certain types of jewelry on Shabbat in Reshut Rabim. Now, if it's something that's not even jewelry, right, and they're just, putting it on and it's almost like carrying, that's going to be specifically later on, our third Mishnah in this Perek, we'll speak about things that aren't even considered wearing. Okay, but our Mishnah is going to speak about things that women wear, but there's a separate gezerah that they may come to take it off on Shabbat. So, bama isha yotza, ubama ani yotza. What can a woman go out with, and what can she not go out with? Lo tetzei isha lo bechutetzemesh. She can't go out with these strands of wool, v'lo bechutepishtan, strands of flax. They would do this in their hair. They would braid it into their hair. And the point over here is that they're not allowed to dip in a mikveh with these strands, right? Because the water can't penetrate through these, and it would be a hatzitza if a woman had to go to the mikveh. Now, being that if a woman needed to go to the mikveh on Shabbat, she would have to take these off. We worry that she may take them off and carry them in a Reshut Rabim. So Chamim have a gezerah that you're not allowed to go out with these all together on Shabbat in Reshut Rabim. Nor with strands, right, with other these straps in her hair. And she can't dip with them until she loosens them, right? This is the issue, because the issue of hatzitza. And this happens to be the reason why she can't go out with them on Shabbat, right? Because she may have to dip, and then she would have to loosen them or take them out, right? And then we worry that she may carry them afterwards on Shabbat. She can't go out with a totefet, right? This is some type of, some type of like headband, but like a jewelry type of headband that would go across their forehead from ear to ear. And the sambutim are these ornaments that would hang from this, from this band itself. Right? The specific you're not allowed to do, when these two items are not tied down to her hairnet. Right? If they're tied down to her hairnet, then it wouldn't be an issue, as we'll see later on in this perek. Nor with the kivul, right? This is the underneath this ornament band, there would be some type of like a velvet or fabric that would go under it, so it wouldn't push against her forehead so much, and they would wear this underneath, this piece of jewelry. And over here also, you're not allowed to wear this on Shabbat. And all these things, B'Reshut Rabim, right? B'Reshut Rabim is distributive to everything that we mentioned before. You're not allowed to go out with any of these items in B'Reshut Rabim. V'lo b'ir shel zahav, no, it's a city of gold, right? What's a city of gold? They would actually have a crown that would look like the Jerusalem of gold that they would wear. It was a type of jewelry. V'lo b'kadla, kadla is a choker, right? V'lo b'nizamim, right, which nose rings. No, with a ring that doesn't have an insignia, right? Sometimes they would have a stamp. If it doesn't have an insignia, then it's a type of jewelry, so it's considered as if she's wearing it. If there is an insignia on it, that's not even considered a piece of jewelry. If she walks out with that on Shabbat, she'd be chayav chatat for it, right? Because that's not even considered wearing. That's going to be our next Mishnah. No, with a pin, right, a needle that is not nekuva, right? It doesn't have a hole for a thread. Right? If it had a hole for a thread, it would be useless. But if it had a hole, if there was no hole, sometimes they would use it just to comb through her hair. With all these that we mentioned, if she went out with it on Shabbat, she would not be chayevet hatat, right? Because it's not an issue of carrying. The issue over here is violating gezerat hachamim, that if she takes it out, we don't want her to take it out in a Reshut Rabim and potentially carry, right? So all these mentioned in Mishnah is an issue midrabanan, right? That a woman cannot go out with these things on Shabbat because she may come to carry them in the Reshut Rabim.